If I met my younger self for coffee, she'd show up early with her heart on her sleeve and hope written all over her face. She'd order something sweet and ask me if it gets easier. If the boys who promise forever ever actually stay. If being loved stops feeling like something you have to always earn. And I'd have to tell her no, not the way she thinks. I'd have to tell her that some of those boys she's going to give everything to don't deserve a single piece of her. That she's going to let men use her body like it's the only thing she has to offer because no one ever taught her that she was worth more than that. She'd look at me with those wide eyes, heartbroken, like she can't imagine becoming someone who settles for that little, who accepts so much less than she deserves and decides to call it love. But then I'd also tell her about the moment everything changed. The day she finally looked in the mirror and said, I'm done. Done letting people treat her like an option when she'd been treating them like a priority. I'd tell her that she learns what boundaries are, that she finally understands that saying no doesn't make her difficult. It makes her valuable. That she'd rather be alone than ever settle for someone who makes her feel lonely while standing right next to them. I'd tell her little me would be so proud of who we became. That we stopped waiting for someone to see our value and started demanding it. That we learned the difference between being loved and being used, and we'll never confuse the two ever again. She'd probably cry, and I'd let her, because she needs to know that all those tears she's going to cry are building something in her that she'll need later. And then she'd ask me if I'm happy, and I'd tell her yes. Not in the fairy tale way she imagined, but in the real hard-earned way that only comes from choosing yourself over and over again. The happiness isn't finding someone who completes you. It's becoming someone you're proud to be, even when you're alone. And she'd smile, that hopeful smile she hadn't learned to protect yet. And she'd say, I can't wait to be you. And I'd tell her, you already are. You just don't know it yet.